CosmoGenesis, Tome 1, Chapter 1, by Nusere Kalala Omotunde.
Professor Théophile Obenga said, Le rôle de toute connaissance est de nous faire prendre conscience de notre ignorance, meaning the role of all knowledge is to make us aware of our ignorance. And then, once we become aware of this ignorance, Professeur Cher Anta Diop said, Armons-nous de connaissances jusqu'aux dents. Let's arm ourselves with knowledge up to the teeth. Car seule la connaissance directe nous permettra de découvrir la vérité. Because only direct knowledge will allow us to discover the truth. Et seule la vérité nous affranchira. And only the truth will set us free. We started this Kamitian text studies to fight this ignorance. And we started with a book from Kalala Omotunde to give him a vibrant tribute. So let's start with this chapter 1, from non-existence to existence. The notion of septepi, which can be translated by the first time that we discussed the notion of monotheism was in Black Africa. This has been repeated many times in the Egyptian sacred texts. We can read in the text of the pyramid, Glory to you, the unique. In the text of the sarcophagi, Atum, the unique God. In the book of the Resurrection, chapter 15, You, the Lord, you, the unique. In the hymn to Aton, O Aton, the unique God. Many Egyptologists no longer have any doubts about this. The Egyptologist Viscount Emmanuel de Rouget confessed while browsing the Kamitian sacred texts that one idea predominates, that of a single, primitive, eternal God. He is everywhere and always present as a self-existing substance, that of an unapproachable God because immaterial. The essential characteristic of the Egyptian religion is the uniqueness or monotheism, which is expressed in an energetic way by the formulas God, one, only, unique, and inescapable. You are the only living being, always in the truth. You are the only eternal being who was not created, but created millions of beings. The Egyptologist Eric Horning adds, when unveiling the conclusion of Jean-François Chabas, that the multiple Egyptian gods are but one of the same aspect of the unique, of the supreme. The beginning of everything was represented in ancient Egypt by a great demiurge. The meta-creator created all the existential conditions necessary for a form of life before generating it. We qualify this demiurge as autogenous because he came to life by itself.
The word Bible comes from the Greek word biblos, which appeared at the 5th century of ancient African era, which designated the sacred Kamitian text writing on papyrus.
Therefore, our ancestors were the only ones to spiritually believe that it was in the axiological and scientific analysis of superior reasons, physical and metaphysical, which lead to the appearance of the ordered universe, of the biodiversity, and therefore of life, the answer of the following questions laid. Why God? Where do we come from? Why life? Why men, both material and immaterial? Indeed, man lies within him both matter and spirit. He is therefore an integral part of the macrocosm by the spirit and of the microcosm by the matter. He should learn to master the matter, his body and its overflows, using the spirit, his vital force, and his wisdom/knowledge. Because an ignorant spirit, not initiated to knowledge, will undeniably bring the drop of the matter, and a matter not mastered by the spirit will bring the fall of the spirit, willingness, wisdom. The historian Dumbi Fakuli, who is currently incarcerated by the Malian Islamic regime due to their unwillingness to liberate the Malian population and Africa as a whole from scientifically proven imported religions that uses embedded ideologies to control blacks everywhere, explains that our sacred texts do not narrate human histories, like the Bible, for instance, but instead heighten the spiritual interest of the initiated person on the cosmic order that won over the initial disorder flowing from the Big Bang, so that the ineffable nature of the divine presence in the universe and in men may be manifested. The notion of septepi, the beginning, the first time, or the expression paut tepit, the initial or primordial time, evokes the idea of a founding time, of a t-instant, an initial moment, which then makes it possible to calculate the elapsed time since the initial time. But the ancestors asked, does this founding time correspond to the beginning of the meta-universe, to the beginning of the creation or the apparition of God? And if there was a septepi, so a beginning, what was the trigger element? Finally, who is at the origin of this beginning? Because for our ancestors, nothing occurs in truth by itself. So, what is the universal law that animates the creation from its origin? Who is at the origin of this law? Finally, who is the author of the universe and its creation? At the time where nothing was, en sept creperet, absolutely nothing existed yet. So there was a moment where neither time, nor space, nor energy, nor matter existed. Therefore, an answer to the question why exists, why time, space, energy, and matter suddenly appeared.
Our ancestors concluded that we need to ask the universe and its creator to grasp the axiological motivations of their apparition. However, if God has not always been there, he must also have his initial moment. When can we therefore locate the T-time of his apparition, l'instant T? Because nothing existed except that meta-universe. So, what is the shapeless meta-universe? We'll discuss that in Chapter 2.